Welcome to Standard Chartered Money Insights, a podcast series by Standard Chartered Bank that brings you market views and insights on the go.
Welcome to Cut to the Chase. Today is Monday, the 1st of June. I'm Daniel Lam, your host for the podcast. In a client meeting last week, the client was expressing doubts about the value of having gold in the portfolio, citing mediocre performance over the last few months. Okay, it is true that gold did not perform well over the last couple of months. But over the long run, history told us, with hard figures, that it is beneficial to have gold in one's portfolio. First of all, it is a reliable inflation hedge. Over the last 40 plus years, gold has consistently held or grown in value during inflationary periods. Between 1971 and 2020, gold delivered an annual growth rate of 8 to 10%, significantly outpacing consumer inflation. Gold was also indispensable during periods of stagflation. Such an environment is also the key risk that investors are seeing right now. Since 1973, gold has given a 22% average real year-over-year total return during stagflation. This environment is highly concerning for some investors, given policy stimulus can be constrained and rate cuts can worsen inflation. Amid such a scenario, investors have historically pivoted to gold. Gold also protects against recessions. Since 1973, gold has outperformed the S&P 500 by an average of 37% during 6 out of 8 documented US recessions. Now, there were exceptions to this. For example, in 1981, during aggressive interest rate hikes, and in 1990, where central banks become net sellers of gold. Finally, gold diversifies portfolios during crises. Gold carries no credit risk during periods of economic uncertainties. On average, across major modern crises, gold returned 7%, while the S&P 500 averaged a 29% loss. So there are long-term benefits of holding gold in the portfolio, but there can be dislocations in the short term. Nonetheless, if you take the perspective of central banks, you would realize that they are diversifying their holdings into gold for the long term. This is probably a decent way to view gold, not as a tactical short-term instrument, but an asset that is for the longer horizon. That is all from me for today. As always, if you enjoy this podcast, please don't forget to rate and like it. Thanks for listening, and we wish you a happy day ahead.
Thank you for listening to Standard Chartered Money Insights, a podcast series by Standard Chartered Bank. For more details, visit Market Views on the Go on our website or click the link in the description.